Hello everyone and welcome to round 6 of the European Club Cup 2023 held in Durres, Albania. My name is Fiona Stylantoni and I'm here once again with Grandmaster David Howard. David, only 2 rounds to go.
Yeah, I can't believe this is day 6, Fiona. We've been here through all the action. It's really been ramping up, heating up, and today we see a battle, the clash on the camera there between the 2 leading teams.
Absolutely, that is the match we'll pay the closest attention to, of course. And Magnus, sensing the occasion, he's arrived on time. David, it's a miracle.
I think that's the first shock of the round. We will see many, of course, but Magnus was the first of the Offerspiel team to arrive. That's totally opposite to yesterday, where we saw him arrive almost 5 minutes late. And it looks like players are in good spirits. We saw Ivan Sokolov, the Super Chess team captain, smiling up there on the left. The Offerspiel team captain on the right, handing out the waters, doing his job. And I think we're in some really tense games here, and everything rests on today. Actually, Offerspiel could even clinch things, almost clinch things with a round to spare if they win.
Absolutely. We'll jump into the games in just a second. For now, let's quickly take a look at yesterday's results in case you missed it. We'll catch you up on the action of what happened on the top winning champions. They are taking on Team Gashimov and on board 3 Anya against Beersheva. But David, I think we have to jump into the action here.
That's right, we only have started a couple of minutes ago. It's early days. We see Rapport bring his bishop out against Magnus in this game. And yeah, team strategies, Fiona. We mentioned that these 2 teams are leading outright. There's actually no one just 1 point behind them. So whoever leads will have a huge, whoever wins this game will have a huge lead heading into the final round. Do you think players will be playing safe? Do you think they'll be going all out for the victory?
I feel like from what we have seen, Team Super Chess were maybe the ones with the most clearly defined strategies, where it was even for us as commentators without sitting in on the team meetings or hearing what's happening behind the scenes. I think especially that one match Super Chess against Gashimov, I think that's the one that stood out, where Christian and Jordan Badburis with the black pieces just shot things and made draws. It almost backfired but worked out in the end. These 2 players have the black pieces again today, so we'll see if we can understand as we go through the opening moves what the strategy is. Oh my goodness, David. We already see a big surprise on board 3. I'm actually in shock, less shocked than there.
I'm in total shock as well. We will come, of course, to this game between Magnus Carlsen and Rapport, one of the heavyweight clashes of the tournament, but just to point out
you could see there on your screens, it looks like the game between Magnus and Rapport, where we actually left off, maybe ended in a draw. They haven't gotten up yet. Maybe the arbiter is checking. Did they repeat moves?
Yeah, it wasn't move 30 quite yet, Fiona, and there is a no draw before move 30 rule in place, but repetitions are the exceptions, and
I think we're gonna be just in time to see the handshake.
yeah, it looks like a claim by Magnus Carlsen. Rapport has just played the last move, queen to e3, so after Magnus, I believe, plays the move queen c7, that would be the third time we see that position, and look at that, we a bit blocked there, but we did see Ivan Sokolov poke his head over.
Please tell me that's not an arbiter.
That's definitely an arbiter. We love them.
We saw the handshake just before the arbiter stepped in, and we saw Ivan Sokolov come and give a squeeze to Richard Rapport's shoulders. I think clearly, even though Richard was white, a result that they are happy with.
Yeah, a pat on the back from the captain is usually a good thing, and essentially the position was just too blocked, Fiona, and I think they repeated. We'll just delve into that in a moment, but they repeated because Magnus was slightly afraid of the opponent's plans and unable to come up with his own productive ideas, and a smile from Rob took the knight back to d2, and maybe just the idea, or at least the ghost of the pawn to f4 was enough to scare Magnus. He moved his queen to c7, indirectly covering this square, but this allowed a hit on the f6 pawn. Only one way to guard this. Magnus's queen came back, white sidestepped again, hinting at pawn to f4, a break in the center, and the dance between queens continued.
I am very curious that the evaluation bar seems to be a tiniest bit in Black's corner. If we turn on the engine lines, which we don't do, what does the engine say?
Yeah, it says that actually you can allow white to go for this break. For example, if you make a useful waiting move, let's say, for example, rook to e8, centralizing. If white does push forward with f4, then after a trade of pawns, black is actually pretty happy here. For example, you can attack this pawn, and if white defends it, suddenly...
This game is not good for you.
This game is not good for me. There's a curse on this game for sure. But knight to d4. Actually, it's black who's doing quite well due to the fact you're attacking this backward pawn. If white actually ever steps forward, there might be tricks in the air, such as knight to f5. I mean, this is not easy to see from afar, of course, and if white sidesteps, then the black knight might even reroute into a beautiful outpost on g4. And actually here, the looseness of white's center is quite telling, and if anyone's king is safe against blacks, I'm very surprised that Magnus did agree to the draw. Of course, white doesn't need to push f4. I don't think Rapport would have done so, but yeah, it definitely would have been possible to keep this game going for